move on, I'm going to give you a little teacher's tip on how to clean your jelly plate in case you haven't done it before. This is how I was taught. So you put extra paint on at the end, usually a colour that you have too much of. Swirl that around. And this is going to save you hours, so it's a really good tip. Cover the plate with paint right up to the corners. Doesn't have to be perfect because this is the cleaning process. Okay, so it's all covered. And a piece of paper, press it on. Don't pull it off, leave it. I leave it for a couple of hours. So you could actually stack the jelly plates with the paper on, and in the next morning pull them off and they'll all be back to perfect again, and then pack them away if you're finished. And that's how I clean my jelly plate. So it's fantastic because I don't have to use soap or water, nothing gets wrecked. It's very, very simple. Handy tip. Now, the stencil parts have come up with a beautiful print as well, and sometimes I use these to collage with on top of the work to give it more depth. I'm not going to do it, but I'm just going to show you, because this could be an extension. So if I glued these on, I have more trees. So that one is it gets a little bit lost here in the middle. So if I glued a tree on or over a mistake, so that's an option. I'm not going to do that today, but I wouldn't throw these away because they will come in handy. Or if a student was absent, they could do this on a plain piece of paper, the leftover trees, to make up for the class. So the next lesson, these are all dry. So you're going to look at them. The student is going to look at their 4 pictures. And what's really good about doing 4 as well, they've had that time to experiment and play. But sometimes when we give our art lessons, the students get 1 opportunity to make 1 picture. They've had 4 opportunities to make 4 pictures. So they've actually had more learning and growing. They've experimented with their colours, they've experimented with their line, and they've experimented with the shape and where they've put the trees. So they can look at the 4 pictures and pick out the one that appeals to them the most. Now, it's not that one, so I can take that away, and it's not that one, I can take that away. And I do cut them up and use them as collage, so they're never wasted. Okay, I'm going to choose this one. The reason why I'm choosing this one is I like the lines in the background and I know what I'm about to do, and it's going to be easier for me. So we've done printmaking, you've done 2 passes, so you've got 2 layers. Now we're going to add a 3rd layer, drawing. Now this becomes mixed media because you're not just doing drawing and you're not just doing printmaking, you're mixing things together, so it's mixed media. And it's a really nice way to teach students to layer and to keep working on one work. So the next lesson, you're going to bring some oil pastels in, and oil pastels act like paint sometimes. The goal, what I'm trying to do, is to follow lines or create new lines, and I'm trying to work the same way that Van Gogh worked, in dashes. I want a night sky, so I'm going to look at the dark blues, purples, and maybe a little bit of black. And the trees are going to be dark because it's at night, so maybe dark greens, a little bit of black, and overlaying the pastels. But because I've already got 2 layers of paint, if you don't cover the whole picture with pastel, it doesn't matter, there's still something coming through. So don't feel that the students have to cover the whole picture. They don't, they can leave parts of the printmaking coming through and cover other parts. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time now drawing over the top. Okay, so here I go. Okay, so what I'm doing, as you can see, I'm trying to follow the movement of the lines with the pastels. So I've used blue and mauve, and I'm following the movement of the line that is already there. And I'm going to do the same with the trees. I haven't covered the whole sheet. I've just done a dash or a river. And now, but I'm trying to follow those same lines that I can see. I'm going to move into the tree now. Okay, I think that's enough. I'm a genius. This is awesome because when you're drawing into your jelly plate print or your monoprint, whatever you choose, the way the line feels is so different. So when I was printmaking, it was soft and I was combing and it felt smooth and it was really gentle. When I'm using the oil pastels, I was putting a bit of pressure in and I was really mark making, and the difference, I could really feel and see the difference. So just from doing it myself, I know that this would be a really good conversation to have with the students. Also with the oil paints, you can go darker and you can go lighter. So I've got a real variety of colour. Another thing that you can talk about with your students, I've got different greens and I've got the mauves and the blues and the dark blues. So the work is looking really exciting. So the next thing and the last thing we're going to do is the embellishments. So we've got our printmaking, we've got our drawing, and now we're going to use an embellishment. And I've chosen this because I think it's a really nice way to show the stars and have a bit of glitz and glamour. So I've got 3 different products. I'm going to just move the work out of the way for a moment and I'm going to show you the 3 different products. So the first one is glitter glue with a very thin nozzle, which gives you a really nice line. So if I was making a star like that, so that's 1 star, because I quite like this copper. And then I have this, which is a different product. This is a face and body paint, but because it's got glitter in it, it can be used as glitter glue as well. I actually wear this for makeup. And I thought, oh, I could use this to paint with. There we go. Right, so that's the blue, and that comes in black and different colours as well. And then this one is a pearl pen, and this comes in 4, pink, silver, a creamy, and this goldy one. And this is also really nice to use. I'll just turn that there. I love doing dots actually, but you can do lines and stripes. And that's a nice way to do the stars. And you might have something else that you can use, or you could use dobs of glue and glitter. So I'm going to now go back to my work. And as this is Vincent's Starry Night, I'm going to put some stars in. So I'll start with the glitter gold. And I'm staying to the theme of the line. I'm going to do short little strokes. So this is the 3rd way that I'm doing line. I've done line in printmaking, line in drawing, and now I'm drawing with a 3D glue. So it's completely different again. Okay, so that's finished now. So I used all three because I was a little bit greedy, but you use what you have and what you want. I like the glitter and I like the pearl drops because I like the shininess. So you've now done, just reflecting over what we've done quickly, you've done printmaking, line movement, drawing, and also when you did with the pastels and the colour, where it was white from the print, the pastels picked up different depths. So when the green went over white, it went bright. When the green went over a dark bit of paint, it was darker. So you've got a lot of depth in the work. And then you've got the glitz and the glamour, which you've done line again to do the stars, and you've used a different equipment to do it a different way. So you've actually done line 3 ways. So it's been quite a complicated piece of work. So we'll let that dry, and then we're going to have to start to think about display. Okay, just looking at display, first of all I'm going to try my finished work on some different coloured paper. So getting the gold out of the stars, I would trim this. Or the blue of the night, which looks nice. Or the green of the trees. That works the best for me because it makes the green pop. And trim this, and it can go on the cover paper, or you can make a window or get mounted board, which is black or white, and that could be placed over the top. Oh, that's what I like. That's what I would do. Green, white, and then the colour. And I wouldn't trim it. I would just leave it as is. Sometimes you have to experiment with these different colours and backings and see what you like, and you can do this as part of the lesson with the students and let them have input as well. Definitely I like the white and like the green, and then I would display it on a board with an explanation of everything that we've done.